could be trying to lecture you, and you ain't really trying to hear it. All right, let's see. What we got for Virgo? Virgo, you could be playing cards soon. Maybe you're around a family or a family event. What's going on for Virgo? Okay, some lie is coming out. Somebody has to come clean because they need some type of resource. They need some type of help. Maybe somebody created some type of boundary, or they clearly communicated that someone in their life was just around for sexual pleasures and that they had to move forward. But it seems like whatever they said that they were moving forward towards, they were actually burdened by. They were held down by. Somebody's out here sleeping with way too many people. This could have been happening within the last 2 years, and now they're having to juggle. There could be an air sign that wants to sleep with an earth sign. Or you are the earth sign. You're the Virgo. If you're dealing with an air sign and they're communicating clearly, something about purple flowers can be important. Going to the water, the ocean, or somebody listening to like a sound machine at nighttime. Somebody could have white fingernails. If not their fingernails, their toenails. An orange or a red shirt could be important. A blue blanket. Somebody could have a child. Okay, anywho's. This person's in their head about how things are going to turn. So they're trying to get some type of knowledge. They're trying to figure out if they're going to go towards a system regards to this child and or some type of love. So they're thinking about how they can get things to go in their favor. Somebody could be working underneath the moonlight. Either somebody feels like they're up all night and or they're just doing certain things. But they feel like they're working to get your defenses to drop. They're working for you to see them as someone that can be a couple. Orange nails could be important. But these are giving me just 2 different hands. These are 3 different hands. So there could be more than one person in this picture, in this relationship. Virgo, what you got going on? Something's going to move fast, or some type of message is going to come out about an earth sign. It could be you, Virgo, or it could be another one. This is going to cause some type of tension and or fight. And maybe you don't see this coming, but you are going to be in your head about how to heal and or smooth things out with someone that you feel like is no longer trying to invest in you anyway. And maybe this is going to put you in your feelings. And again, you may not be sleeping at night, or you may not when this happens, because you're going to be confused on what your next step is and then what's your next play. You also could be confused about somebody who's pregnant, or somebody who's trying to get pregnant, an unexpected pregnancy, whatever the case may be. And if somebody's being manipulative or whatever the case may be, just so they can recover financially, you need to look into that as well, because something may go in your favor if so. Some type of communication may be a wish come true. Okay. It seems like you have some type of success to you right now, so that's great. Continue to learn, continue to build whatever it is that's making you happy. You are able to recover financially if you feel like, okay, well, when am I going to be able to get my own spot or do something for myself? It'll happen before the winter time. Okay, just make sure you're coming clean about something. That way you can have some type of resource and or room to breathe. And any type of confusion that you feel or illusions that something's not going to grow, you can think clearly and or make a decision for yourself. Okay, karma is at play right now, so you could be in your head about that. But again, the more good you pour into something, the more good you get out. So it's like, okay, I've had this dirty cup, but the more soap and water I put in it and the more water I let run, the dirt is going to come out. Okay, so yeah, there was some type of manipulation. It didn't really work, but again, it's time to move on. I feel like you're getting over it. You also may not be communicating something. You could be holding on to some type of grief and or betrayal, or there's something that you need to apologize for, especially if you were a part of some type of third party. You had somebody conflicted and fighting over some type of Gemini or relationship or whatever the case may be, so that way somebody would feel defenseless and having to work with you and or give you some type of new love. You need to let that go and apologize. Okay, something about earth, wind, and fire could be important. A racetrack, coming up with some type of plan and or just like figuring out like what's the next step, like writing something down. A whiteboard, a chalkboard, a tattoo. Somebody could be wearing a uniform or a red shirt. Okay. You may not see how things are going to change, but you just need to be careful when you're sleeping with people, because you being in and out of people's life is what's really going to keep you stuck, okay? So at the point that you start to keep a boundary and raise a boundary and move forward from people that send you messages, this is when you'll start to see your stability stack up and or go towards your new beginning. There also could be, like I said, an air and or a fire sign around you. These could be masculines. It seems like they're satisfied with your value and or what you're bringing to the table as well. So it's like y'all have a milestone. Just make sure you're saving, because the way that you guys are moving, or if you're moving towards something that's strategic and or manipulative, again, the truth is going to come out. So depending on what side of your story is, it's going to depend on if you can rest and or if you're going to have to restart some type of relationship and or contract. Okay, so there may be something that you have to surrender in order to have some type of happiness and or reconciliation. If you are giving hope to a fire sign, you're trying to tell them, oh yeah, we can work through the details, we can be friends, we all can, you know, kind of come together, whatever, and you're secretly trying to balance this out, you know, whatever, be careful, because it seems like they may have a water sign masculine that's trying to heal things with them as well, and they're trying to figure out if they can be stable and or move together or do something, you know, they got options. Okay, now when it comes to you dealing with this fire sign or this Aries, you have this type of relationship. It seems like you guys are off to a new start. There could be a water sign woman that's disappointed in something that's going on with the queens. Maybe it's 2 earth signs. Somebody's disappointed that you got involved or you walked away from one earth sign, and then there's another earth sign that they feel like was you know, okay or innocent somehow, but played into some type of third party, and then it seems like their finances are starting to be an issue with one of them, and it seems like they're creating a family, or they have a burden there, and you feel like they, or she feels like they're toxic. But then there was another family member that you like went through the door with, or you know, that walked away. They feel like it's strong and is mastering something, but then they regret breaking this, or maybe they feel like you regret breaking this up. This fire sign could also feel like they have some type of success when it comes to them saving money or stashing money. They feel like there's a challenge that's coming through, and they're trying to be slow and methodical when it comes towards it. It's like they're slowly but surely trying to read up on something and or create a picture for themselves secretly. They may get some type of good news about how something is able to juggle and or balance out, because they're in their head about if something has to adapt and or change when it's related to their job. Somehow this brings a type of conflict to you and or to what you already know. If you've been trying to compete with somebody that knows some type of information, you may need to go and apologize. Maybe you were trying to attack them or make them feel like they needed to have their guard up when it comes to something and or how they moved, but it seems like they're fine to progress. They're good to move forward. You also need to be careful when it comes to you drinking. Okay. All right. Somebody's an easy read. Whatever that means. You could be a reader, or maybe you need a reading. I don't know. Somebody's an easy read. Maybe somebody likes to read. What's going on? Read from Criminal Minds could be important. And I'm thinking about the episode where he really lost his person, where like at that point she got, you know, but it's like he was really, really like sad, like, dang, I really lost my person. There may be an air sign that comes in. They're very impulsive. They could come in and say something that's going to have you feeling like very abandoned and figuring out how you can move forward. Okay? They're trying to use their emotional strength right now to have a new start, but they're not just too sure on how it's going to go. And so because of it, they're feeling a little, I can do what I want. I'm going to, you know, reclaim my power the way I want to. That makes me feel good. But at the same time, it seems like they want to stabilize and work something else, right? So it's like somebody's coming at you and they're mad at you. So because they're mad, they're going to throw a tantrum, or they're going to throw something around to get your attention. But at the same time, they're like, okay, well, yeah, I was just doing this because you did that. So can we be together? Can we work through this? Can you just see this as a sacrifice? And you're going to regret even being a part of this situation. You're going to feel like you're going to have to say goodbye to this person. It's too much fighting. It's too much conflict. Or, you know, it conflicts with what you want long term. And you don't really have any feelings for them. Or the real feelings that they have for you are gone. They're just there because they feel like you have some type of purpose, and or you can help them with when they have some type of obligations or whenever they feel burnt out. Okay? They need to take accountability for all their secrets, for all their illusions, and whatever's going on behind the scene with their mental. I'm not trying to say it to be funny, but for real. And it's going to take a lot of patience to get this person out of this cycle and into something else. Alright, if it's not an air sign, let's see, who are we talking about? You need to walk away from Virgo. Who is this? Alright, this could be a Leo, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, an Aries, a Gemini, a Scorpio. Okay? You need to walk away. There could be an unfortunate situation that pops up or that happens. What is this regarding? This could be regarding a father figure, a business owner, a fire sign. Especially if they ride some type of motorcycle or they do something risky. Maybe they try to go out on a date night. Be careful. It's kind of like they go out on a date night and they take their person out somewhere. And then somebody who don't really have any money try to fight with them or try to rob them or something like that could be going on. Maybe they're trying to get out of some type of fight with their wife or with their person, especially if this is a water sign. And they feel like, okay, well, I got the resources now. That way we can carry through this, you know, kind of boredom, this kind of grief that we got and kind of bring things back to full circle. They want to have some type of idea and spontaneity to their life. So maybe they're trying to learn some type of opportunity or take some type of opportunity to move fast or do something. It's like, okay, well, let's go look at something or let's go do something. And somebody may try to, like, fight with them. I don't know. It's kind of like somebody go look at a building, right? And it's like, let's go look at this building at nighttime. But there's a, what do you call those people that, like, stay in buildings or houses they're not supposed to be in? Squatters, like a squatter. It's like a squatter's in there, and somehow it gets into a fight, or I don't know. Something could be happening this week. What's important this week for Virgo? You need to make some type of plan and or take the first step. Okay, your child could be involved. You can make some type of decision and or you could be trying to plan like the ideal marriage and or home, and you're deceiving yourself. It's like, okay, well, you know, somebody's going to see me as a choice or somebody's going to do something and I just have to wait. I just have to keep things quiet for now and, you know, they'll adapt or something will adapt quickly. You're lying to yourself. Okay, something with your resources could quickly fall apart, and this may lead to some type of deception and or clarity. All right, so you need to either get in front of it and go ahead and say something now and just see it as an adventure, a way to learn and or to get consistent, and that will bring some type of success. Or you just need to sit back and get all the peace that you can now, and that way when this comes out, you can balance your emotions. You don't need to be sarcastic and or malicious when it does. You also could be trying to recoup when it comes to being at your mom's house. So it's like, okay, well, I'm just kind of relaxing around my mom, or I'm trying to sit back and be around this mother figure, but I'm also paranoid. Maybe in solitude in your head, you feel like there's a water sign around you that's bad news. They're delinquent, but they look good. Maybe they somehow still want to work with you. This is not a water sign. This could be a fire sign. There also could be some type of news that you're kind of paranoid about when it comes to a fire sign. And them, you know, coming and communicate something about some type of failure and or backstabbing. Something that was happening because you want to reconcile. It's like you want to go reconcile with person A, but you betrayed person A with person B, and now person B want to go tell person A about the betrayal, so that way you can't go back to them, and you're already working on going back to person A, and so now you're in your head because you know that person B is going to go back and say something. Are they going to do it? They are. They're taking their time right now. They're trying to figure out how they can do so that way it comes off very patient. They don't go into some type of argument. But they do. They want you to abandon something that you're already working on. They want you to feel like, okay, well, you're putting in your efforts for no reason, and that you're going to have to start completely over when it comes to people. They don't want you to feel loved. Okay? Look, wanting you to go through bullshit. All right, who is this, Virgo? Who wants you to go through bullshit? This could be someone with the initial N, first, middle, or last, a Sagittarius, someone with the initial G, someone with the initial S, an Aries, the initial K, the initial F, a Leo that you already know is no good for you, the initial Z, okay? A Sagittarius for sure. You do have to be sure when it comes to a situation. You can be trying to make up from your past mistakes, so good job, but just don't stay in the past. Somebody knows that you spoke the truth, okay? You not being worried worries them, or them not being worried about whatever this betrayal is worries you. Something's going to happen when you least expect it. Let's see, is this good or bad? When you least expect it. It's related to some type of achievement. Okay, 2 storylines. If you feel like you had to close out everybody because of some type of lie or some type of hostility, and you had to like hold on to your own, this is going to be good. If you feel like everything is all good right now and you have been lying, you're going to have to let something go. Something's going to change. Be honest with yourself, okay? You could be realizing that you overspent when it comes to a situation, and your peace may be affected because of it. She does know about her, okay? An air sign could be involved. Someone could be packing and or moving. Somebody tried to outsmart you, so prepare yourself when it comes to this. You do have some type of hidden helpers, okay? Somebody's wanting and or expecting you to miss them, or you miss someone.